Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope all is well. It's been a while since I put out a video, but today I had to put out a video because my favorite project is going through some, let's say, issues at the moment. Solana is broken. All the haters, everybody out there, that's what they're gravitating to. And I wanted to cover it. Is there cause for concern? Should I still be invested in this? Should I flip my money back into ETH? I made a couple of videos how I moved all of my ETH into Sol because I thought it was the next L1, and I think it's going to be ETH of this bull cycle. Now, with all of this news coming out today, do I still feel the same? So let's dig into it and figure out what's causing this. Can it be fixed? And did I make the wrong decision? Is it time to be looking at some other ones? Maybe moving the money back into some other rising L1s, and has Solana run its course? Maybe it got too popular too fast. So that's what we're going to dig into this video. Guys, if you like the video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more of content like this, subscribe to the channel. But let's get into it and see what's actually happening with Sol. So basically, on April 2nd, there was a new mineable token called ORE, O-R-E. And obviously, when you mine it, you get Sol in return. And just because of the activity from that April 2nd date, there was tons and tons of Sol and just tons of activity happening on the chain. And the chain couldn't handle it. And because of that, transactions started to fail. And then that's when you started seeing on crypto Twitter, hey, Solana's not, congested and things are happening. And then I even checked my Phantom wallet, native wallet for Solana, and there's a disclaimer up top just saying that there's congestion issues on the chain. This was what, Thursday, and we're still dealing with this now. So I saw this interesting article, basically kind of broke everything down. So I'm gonna read a little bit of it for you. It said ORE is a mineable token that deployed on Solana on April 2nd, offering those who deposited Sol into a miner smart contract the chance to share in the one ORE protocol rewards distributed per minute by correctly solving cryptographic puzzles similar to how proof of work operates. Since yesterday afternoon, ORE miners have been creating approximately 1 million transactions per hour, massively increasing congestion on Solana, a chain that only has the capacity to process about 30 million non-voting transactions per day. So you add this with all of the already activity that they had going on with the memes and everything else, that's what's causing it. Just too much for the chain, right? Obviously, when you're growing so big and it looks like you're the chain du jour, basically, and everyone wants it, retail is choosing Solana over ETH, and I've talked about why they're doing that, and you add this type of traffic, it's just, that's what's happening. They can't, it's too much for the chain at the moment. So that's what's going on with it, right? And then I go on to read a little bit more. It says the increased amount of spam have led to more transactions getting dropped, as the block leader ordering transactions can only open so many connections at once. With bots being more effective at producing spam, real human users are disproportionately bearing the brunt of the consequences, often finding themselves unable to transact on a network no matter how high they raise their gas fee. So that's what's going on right now. This person, Mert, who's a dev on Helios, goes on to say that the networking stack, QUIC on Solana, is implemented poorly and does not handle spam well. If everyone spams, a lot of connections get dropped, since a block leader can only handle so many connections at once. So that's what's happening right now. So what does Anatoly, co-CEO of Solana, have to say about it? He went on to say that dealing with conjunction bugs sucks so much more than total liveness failure. The latter is one and done. So he's speaking about all the network outages that Solana had. According to him, that has been resolved. We'll see. The bug is identified and patched, and the chain continues. The former has to go through the full release and test pipeline. Shipping fast is impossible. So he also continues, he tweeted this actually today. He says VM bugs takes days to diagnose and fix. VMs have been in heavy commercial use since early 80s. Networking bugs take weeks. Distributing systems have been in heavy commercial use since 90s. Economic bugs take months to years to diagnose and fix. Bitcoin is 14 years old. What does that mean to you or me? I can't even decipher. Early 80s, since 90s, I don't know. So this person went on to ask in the thread, so in layman's terms, will Sol be back to the regular scheduling programming? He goes, yes. Well, he doesn't say yes. I'm assuming yes, but totally responds, patches are getting soaked already. I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we'll see what happens. So that's what's happening now. Also, the co-founder of Solana, he goes by Raj Jokal. He says no other network has been even close stress tested under these kinds of loads. So we're in uncharted, basically, territory. It's painful, but the scaling bottlenecks are getting more predictable and quicker to address. Stability will generally continue to improve. So if they can come out of this and fix this and identify it, we also know that there's a validator coming out, Fire Dancer, that should help with this as well. But I'm happy that they're catching something like this early, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully they can fix this again, as you'll see again what I'm going to show you later. That I think Solana is a victim of their own success. Everybody is on Solana. People are using it, and you just keep having so much traffic. At some point, a chain, they have to get stress tested and they have to deal with it. They address it, they fix it, then they're ready to take on the next stage. I hear a lot of naysayers, your ETH bulls, your Cardano heads, Avalanche and everyone like that. They say, oh, it's broken, so many issues, VC backed, all of that, all of that. But again, those people on those chains aren't seeing the type of transactions and volume that Solana sees. ETH, I will say, yes, they do, but they have tons and tons of L2s. I think it's 10 plus. That helps with the scaling. So this is one chain with no L2s, so things like this will happen. It's happy to see that they're on it, and let's see if it's impacted the price at all. But that's what Raj has to say about that, right? Also, AN Anza is working on Solana congestion with core contributors and Agave validator, focusing on the QUIC behavior with large requests fixing expected by next week. And this is the QUIC that we talked about earlier that someone said was an issue, and they need to fix that. And so it looks like they're on it, and hopefully we should have an update next week regarding that. Next, we have Andre Cronje, who is behind Phantom, who was also the DeFi wizard, I guess, of Yearn Finance that did pretty well. And he's a real G because, he said basically a lot of people are saying I told you so to Solana and everything like that. And he basically mirrored what I just said, that Solana is a victim of their own success. To quote him, he said, I see a lot of I told you so's against Solana because check notes. Solana currently has so much demand for block space that they need to optimize some bottlenecks, which also, by the way, is just an engineering hurdle and not a fault of consensus or any critical component. Basically, victim of its own success. Let me read this again. It basically has so much demand for block space that they need to optimize some bottlenecks, which is also, by the way, just an engineering hurdle, not a fault of consensus or any critical component. Phantom has gone through some things during the crypto bear, and they almost, it looks like they're rising from the dead. They're doing all the right things. Again, if you have a strong leader behind your project, people believe in it. I mean, look at Cardano and Charles Hoskinson. Anything can happen, and I think Phantom is good. I like Phantom. I was off it a little bit, partial. Now I'm back on him again, and seeing a character like this is just awesome. He could have taken any type of, right now while they're done, just to say bad things about Solana and say, hey, come over to Phantom. We're releasing this new Sonic upgrade. Come check us out. But he didn't do that. He could have also said, we haven't had any crashes. Yeah, we've had some, some basically issues as far as people taking money, but we haven't had any outages. He could have used this opportunity to do that, and he didn't. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. So how has it impacted Solana? Let's take a look. So if we look at coin market cap, we see Bitcoin is over 69,000, by the way, but Solana is at $178. So for the past 24 hours, it's up 1.6%. For the past 7 days, it's down 8%. How has this impacted volume? Look at volume. Volume for the past 24 hours is 4.7 billion. 4.7 billion. The only thing that's higher than that right now is going to be, let's go ahead and do this. We're not going to count Tether, stablecoin, obviously, but Bitcoin has 19. We have Ethereum at 8.7 billion, and then Solana at 4.7 billion. Right? And then if we look at anything other than that, the next closest would probably be Bitcoin Cash at 1.6, Dogecoin 1.5. So this has not impacted Solana too much. And if you look at why I wanted to put all of my money out of ETH into Solana, this is one main reason. So it does basically a half of the, this is just 24 hours, but a half of the volume, right? ETH at 8.7 billion, Solana 4.7 billion, even with all the FUD, right? But look at the market cap, 407 billion, right? Versus Solana, which is just that, 79. Do you think ETH is that much better than Solana? In my opinion, I don't think so. I really don't. So I think as far as the uptrend and upside for this price, is much stronger than what I would get with Ethereum. But I digress. That's why I'm basically into Solana. And I still believe in it because even after all of this, and Kronji, who just told you that it's just a hurdle, nothing that's going to hurt the chain. They'll be able to fix it, and it's better to do it now before we get in the peak bull where it's going to be even more volume on the chain. Happy that they're addressing it. It should be addressed slowly but surely. And again, nothing's really impacting Solana at the moment. So let's take a look at this here. Marty Party, if you don't follow him on Twitter, he's a good follow. He goes on to say that he showed a chart basically showing that since 2021, Sol has consistently 20x anyone else in daily transactions. 20x. So look at that. This is April 6th of 2021 through now, and just look at Solana. 22.5 million, and then you just look at all the chains under that. How can a chain not getting that much traffic? There are going to be some hiccups. You have to stress test it, and that's part of the game, basically. You got to see how far you can push it. I mean, their goal at some point was to basically transact with Visa, to be on the stock exchange. And in order to get to that level, you have to go through things like this. You have to push it, see how much the network can handle, and take it to the next level. So let's take a look at this here. This is according to Artemis. And if we look at daily transactions just for the week, this is as of April 5th. We see Solana still daily transactions 1.1 million. Could be because of Orb and all of that. Ethereum's under that at 400, under 500,000. Again, you saw the market caps that I showed you earlier. So more daily active addresses rather. So daily active addresses more than Solana. Daily transactions, that's where we're at here. And so daily transactions 21 million, Says at 3.8, and Injective and so forth and so forth. Although I do like Say. Say's coming up pretty good. I'll take another look at Say. But Say's rising, so that's positive. We like that. So I'm gonna end this video by saying, look, guys, hey, we're going through some hiccups. This is nothing new if you're a SOL holder. You just kind of wish that they were less frequent, and they have been as far as the outages go. Because when you're at the top, everyone's coming for you. Everybody that wants your position, that wants the crown, any little hookup that happens, they want to come and see, I told you so. See, I told you so. Look at me, look at me, look at me. I should be there. Jealous ones envy. This is an issue. They've addressed it. And based on everything that I'm seeing here, it's nothing that's detrimental or that's going to kill the chain. I'm going to continue to run with Solana. I think it's a good project, at least for this bull cycle. I think memes and real world assets are going to be the driving force for this bull cycle. And I think as far as memes go, because of the fees and everything like that, Solana's king as far as trading memes. They have so many other good projects on the chain as well. Jupiter, I think, is the best DEX out there, hands down. It's so quick. You can do tons of things with it. It's one of my big alts that I'm basically accumulating, and you can actually stake it as well. Staking it, and you get airdrops. Nosana is a good project. Pith is a good project. There's so many alts or so many things within their ecosystem that's even just as good. So you have Sol as the mothership, and then you have all these interesting projects on the inside that I think are going to do very well fourth quarter of this year and next year as well. And it's my goal on this channel to cover most of these alts and see which is going to be the top ones at least. There are other projects out there that I like as well, but my focus is on Sol, the ecosystem. I also like Say, I like Phantom, I like Avalanche, I like Cardano. There's other ones I like as well. But I want to make this video today just to address everything that's going on, all the hate and all the FUD surrounding Sol, just to let you know that I think it's still a solid project. And I'm watching that price. It hasn't come down like I wanted to, but I'm still DCAing into Sol just because I know where the price is headed. So guys, enjoy your weekend. Thank you for spending your time with me. Talk to you later. Bye.